Hello, and welcome to If These Old Beasts Could Talk. I haven't been posting very much lately, and it's because I've been in college and it's been draining my energy. But I have some footage from a day where me and the ghost planned to do something pretty interesting that we don't typically get to do, and oh my goodness, it became so much more than that so quickly. You have to see it to believe it. I'm going to cut into this footage. There was a lot that happened today. It went from the early morning to the evening. The day started as they typically do for us, a rainy morning in Durand, Michigan at the Durand Union Station, and we didn't have to wait long for something to come down the tracks. As the consist came into view, we realized it was a container train, but the thing we really weren't prepared for was the locomotive behind the lead. Canadian National 2794, an ex-City Rail ES44AC, still in City Rail paint. Up to this point, I had only ever seen one City Rail leaser unit in my entire life. Weirdly enough, it was because of a rare CN move on the Plymouth sub, and the City Rail unit itself, I had no idea what it was at the time. It was dark, I was at a friend's house, I was a block away, and I had no means to capture it on video. But now, after seeing this, I confidently know what I saw that night. As we watched this likely high-priority morning intermodal cruise by on its high green routing west, I got to bask in the beautiful vintage station lights of Durand Union Station, which the station attendant had turned on in preparation for the morning train. Sure enough, the next thing to follow was that morning train. Amtrak 365, westbound Blue Water, rolling into its Durand, Michigan stop. Now, I'll admit that this video right here was cut poorly, but I think I'll make up for it here in a couple seconds. You didn't really think we were just going to watch trains today, did you? Nope. Me and my friend the Ghost decided we were going to take the Amtrak from Durand to East Lansing. Something really funny happened. The attendant asked me if I had my ticket, and they were on the Ghost's phone, so I didn't have my ticket. So I had to quickly refer her to him, but other than that, there was no hiccups, and we were on our way to East Lansing.
East Lansing is next.
It only took a couple of seconds for the attendant to say as much. As you can see by the Rail Park water tower fading into the distance, we were leaving Durand. Once we started to get out of the Durand area, the train started gaining speed, and with that came an interesting set of situations and problems. Whoosh. We went by a train in its head-end power that was on a siding so that we could get through and have the priority. What sucks is that we missed a bunch of trains like this, including another City Rail unit. But we caught some cars, and I think later would make up for it. Either way, though, yeah, it was kind of disappointing, but we got to fly by trains at incredible speed.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, now arriving East Lansing Station, now arriving.
As the train finally pulled into the East Lansing Multimodal Depot, We were kind of sad for the ride to be over, but at the same time we had other things to do, so we knew it had to end at one point. Once we got off the train, it was only a matter of time before they peeled out and headed westward toward Chicago, Illinois. It didn't take us long to get back to the General Durand area, and once we were there, we actually caught a train. But this train was running late. Would you believe it? Another City Rail ES44AC, and this wasn't even the same one as before. After this, we quickly raced back to the city of Durand itself, and would you believe it? We got this. Just outside of Durand Yard was City Rail ES44AC 3958 in all its idling glory. I actually got a shot of this thing so close you could see City Rail where they painted over it right on the side of the locomotive. I'm not quite sure what that bell is in the background. I think it has something to do with the onboard phone. At any rate, we had to say goodbye to these two locomotives as they backed into Durand Yard to be connected to a consist in there. As we usually do, we headed back to the Durand Union Station itself, and when we got there, there was already something on the board and there was something coming around the bend. This was the third separate City Rail unit we had seen today. At this point, we were thinking about going to get the third part of our three-person group to come watch trains because it was so insane out here. The next thing we managed to catch was a westbound manifest loaded with chemicals and a variety of other goods. Yet another chemical manifest was short to follow, except this time it was going eastbound. Definitely went to go get the third part of our 3-person group. We saw something coming around the highway. This time, we actually knew where it was coming from and we knew how to get to it, so we caught it. You see, we thought an Illinois Central unit was going to come by, but, you know, sometimes the world has ways of giving you something nice other than what you want. At this point, we couldn't believe it. A Norfolk Southern foreign power on the CN Flint sub was just the thing we needed to finish out the day. But the crazy part was, we weren't even done with the day yet. There was another train that was routed right then and there. See, me and my friends are messing around over here, and there's probably a funny video on one of our channels about that. But we heard a cast iron bell rounding the curve over here, and we got freaked out thinking, oh, it's going to be our Illinois Central unit. Now, it was just an older unit, but at the same time, it was a really good way to round out the day. All in all, me and my friends went home with a ton of good footage, even the one that hadn't been there the whole time, and just in general, we had a ton of fun, and this had to have been one of my best single days rail fanning that I've ever had. With all that said, I think I'm going to end the video here. Like, subscribe, share, interact, do whatever you want if you want to spread this video, because that's how they spread on this platform. I make a bunch of interesting videos, railroad videos, history videos, and just a bunch of other interesting content. This has been If These Old Beasts Could Talk. See you around, and enjoy this little fade out of a farm field outside of Durant.